It's ridiculous. Okay? God is referring to all saved peoples in this verse. Old Testament, New Testament, Old Covenant, New Covenant. Okay? In addition to this, these arguments, there's one I didn't tell you about there at the very beginning, and this is my sixth argument, and I wanted to kind of save this till the end, for it is extremely, extremely important. In this observation, I think that mainstream Christianity is in great danger. And the reason I say that is they are seeking, by saying that the Sabbath is only a Jewish institution and was only always meant to be observed by the Jews, okay? By making that assertion, they are building a wall between us and the Jewish people that Christ's death on the cross tore down. Let's read about that. Paul writes about it in Ephesians chapter 2, verse 14. It says, "For he," meaning Yeshua, "is our peace, who hath made both one, and hath broken down the middle wall of partition between us." Now, I used to think that Paul was speaking figuratively in this passage, okay? But after researching it a little more, though he might have been speaking figuratively, he was using a literal object in order to make his point, okay? Because there was a literal wall that was built near the temple of there in Jerusalem. It was known as either the wall of partition or the dividing wall. And according to the International Standard Bible Encyclopedia, we learn that a century ago, 100 years ago, at the temple site, they unearthed portions of the wall that they discovered. And there was an inscription that was in the stone, and when translated, it reads this way. "No man of another nation," okay, referring to Gentiles, "no man of another nation is to enter within the fence and enclosure around the temple. Whoever is caught will have himself to blame that his death ensues." Now, Paul is illustrating the point of how Christ, by his death on the cross, removed the distinction between Jew and Gentile. Remember, we also read the passages where he just comes right out and says, there is no Jew, there is no Greek, there is no man, there is no woman. He basically is making the point that we are all equal before God. Okay? The wall, getting back to that for a moment, the wall that was built there in Jerusalem around the temple was not something that God commanded to be put there. That was built by the Jewish people. Okay? They wanted there to be a separation between themselves and the Gentile people who would come to the temple and observe as well. Paul tells us that Christ ripped down this wall. My question is, why is mainstream Christianity seeking to rebuild a wall that Christ himself gave his blood for to tear down? That's a dangerous thing. To tear down and undo something that God died to do is Antichrist, frankly, at its foundations, in its core. Now, there's a lot of websites out there on the internet that delve into the study of the wall, and I definitely would encourage a seeker to get on the internet, look up the Jewish wall of partition, find out more about it. But just understand that it's a dangerous thing for us Christians to be trying to rebuild a wall that Christ tore down. So, in conclusion, we've looked carefully at this argument about that the Jews, or that rather that the Sabbath was just for the Jewish people. I hope that I've been successful in refuting this belief. I'm going to be refuting other beliefs about the Sabbath in the rest of this series. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me through this website by sending a private message, those kinds of things. And if there's something that I've missed that you would have me to look at in the scriptural record, by all means, I will look at it. I've not read the Bible just one time. And so I doubt that there's any verses that you can show me that would say that the Sabbath is just for the Jews. If you're going to just throw one verse at me, then I'm just going to be honest and say that that's not going to cut it. Hermeneutically, that's not an accurate way of doing things. But I do appreciate you watching this video series. I hope that it's been beneficial. It's raised some valid questions for you, and I hope that you continue through with this video series, and that you will learn more about the Sabbath. Thank you.